they got a lot of kinks. They have a lot of kinks to work out in that bullpen so far early on. But you get the 11-4 win. Didi goes off for 8 RBIs. You overcome them coming back and tying the game at 4, and you take the lead, and you just go on from there. You get stronger in the later innings. But the main story, obviously, is Stanton. He strikes out 5 times and he gets booed. I'm driving into work today, and man, they're making it like it was just rains and rains of boos, and 47,000 people booed him out of the stadium. First off, by the time the 8th inning rolled around, he was basically at home because there was not a lot of people left in the stands. So it was almost like he was back in Miami playing in front of a not-so-hot crowd. But this is what it sounded like. And again, this is after the guy struck out 5 times. Not once, not twice, not 3, 5 times. I don't think that that's terrible. For a guy, listen, you struck out 5 times, and Stanton handled it well. And we've talked about this all winter, is how would Stanton react if he had a bad game, if he had a bad slump, because instead of playing in front of 500 people in Miami with the Miami media and no pressure, you're in New York. I thought he handled it great, but I posted this thing on Facebook. Stanton booed, first game, right or wrong, do you agree with it? And most of the people are saying what I'm saying. When you strike out 5 times in a game, listen, he had a nice opening series in Toronto. And yes, I know he's the reigning NL MVP. And I think it would be unfair if, maybe he struck out with the bases loaded and he had maybe 1 or 2 strikeouts on the day, and he had 3 strikeouts. Yeah, that's a bit much to boo him. You struck out 5 times. 5 times in a game, you struck out all 5. That's bad, and that warrants some booing. And this was Stanton after the game talking to the media. Listen to this.
The fact that the team won, does that take a little bit of it away?
Yeah, I was awful today, but Didi picked me up and the rest of the guys, so that's what you need on a not so good night for an individual.
Giancarlo, is it a silver lining, the fact that that's not the way you would have liked it to go, but the team still put up 11 runs and you're still big?
They didn't need me tonight. Not ideal for me, but good things not all about me, and Didi did a good job tonight with the rest of the guys too, but obviously.
Giancarlo, what have you learned about Didi in the short time being his teammate?
He likes to have fun, man. He works hard. He's a good spark plug for the team, and he's gonna put some good nights like this a few more times.
The at-bats aside, what was the first home game for you as a Yankee like overall?
It was cool, definitely at-bats aside. I enjoyed it. It was a cool atmosphere. I know it wasn't ideal weather conditions for the fans and us, but they showed out and they were loud.
Giancarlo, you hit 2 in Toronto. You're expected to be a big part of this lineup. Were you surprised to hear some of the boos towards the end of the game?
No, you put up a performance like that, you should get some boos. So, like I said, not ideal, but we got another one. We got plenty more.
And I think that's the best answer that he could give. And like I said, we have talked about all offseason, how is Stanton going to handle the pressure? And really, he handles it, 5 games into the season? And the first game at Yankee Stadium, and he's already getting booed and he's already getting questioned. And I thought he handled it like a pro. Again, you can give me all the stats. You can read off his resume. He had a nice series in Toronto. He's the reigning NL MVP. I get all that. But even Stanton just said, you strike out 5 times in a game, you're going to get booed. And it's not like you, again, and this is no disrespect to the small markets. It's not like you're striking out 5 times anywhere else. But even so, someone strikes out 5 times. Someone on the Royals strikes out 5 times in Kansas City. They're getting booed. Someone strikes out 5 times in Idaho or Portland in a minor league game at home, they're getting booed. I mean, that's bad. That is bad. 5 at-bats to strike out all 5. Now, are we going to sit here and over-dramatize this and, oh, my God, he struck out 5 times? No. He had a bad game. You know Stanton is prone to strikeouts. We get that. Hopefully, this is the only 5 strikeout game he has. Will he strike out 4 times in a game? Probably another couple of times. Him and Judge are going to have strikeouts. They're just going to have it. That's going to happen. That's how they are. They're power guys that also strike out. But I thought a good performance by the Yankees yesterday. The bullpen still needs some work. They need some fine-tuning. Again, that's supposedly one of the strong points of this team. On paper it is, but they are struggling. And I just love that Didi Gregorius, again, this is a guy that when he took over for Derek Jeter, this guy was looked at, oh, well, we got this kid from Arizona, and he'll be here for like a year or two, and then we'll find somebody else. We'll homegrown another shortstop. So far, that's not the case. Didi Gregorius is your shortstop. There's no doubt about it. This guy can play, and they love him. And he's slowly turning into one of my, well, not slowly, but he's turning into one of my favorite Yankees. Not of all time, but on the current roster. He is just so fun to watch. And he carried the team on his back yesterday. And that was a good at-bat by Gardner yesterday to start a rally, not striking out and bunting and getting on base. When you get on base, things happen. I know it sounds cliche. But you strike out, nothing happens. You get on base, you make things happen.